Now, Takstar sent over the TA-68 for us to review, and now I know what you're thinking. Daniel, why review microphones? I thought you were a gamer. Yes, I am a gamer, a former band vocalist, and a voiceover home recording artist. I have a collection of more than 10 microphones because I too am addicted to those. We'll go over the pros and the cons of this microphone and my recommendations too. Anyhow, let's move on with the key specifications of the TA-68. This is an XLR dynamic microphone, so it doesn't require 48 volts of phantom power unlike a condenser microphone. And speaking of sensitivity, this is rated to have negative 55 decibels as I am showing you right now. Ideal for loud environments like live performances or recording noisy instruments. This is also ideal for noisy backgrounds while getting better voice isolation. Condenser microphones usually have sensitivities of negative 40 to negative 30, and you would want more sensitivity for something like ASMR recordings. Anyways, that's just a quick FYI. Frequency response is at 50 Hz to 16,000 Hz, which is not surprising for me having tried other microphones, and this to me is standard. Now let's go over build quality. Box contents include the microphone, foam cap, XLR cable, mic holder, pleather pouch, manual. Of course, all this comes with a carrying case, which adds to the overall value of the microphone. The mic holder has threads for both 3/8 inch or 5/8 inch mic stand threads. This is 430 grams in weight, so it does have some heft to it, and the metal body just feels really well built. The cover for the capsule already feels heavy, and you can really see how thick the metal is. This has metal grills surrounding the capsule and foam cover by the tip of the microphone. The foam in the metal grill cover is glued onto the tip, which is not something I would recommend because when I clean my microphones, I pull out the foams and wash them. In this case, you will have to rip it off to clean that foam. The capsule is recessed by 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch, which is a very good implementation to help protect against plosives. We'll be doing more tests in the next segment. Overall, the build is really impressive on this microphone. So right now, we are here in the play area of my daughter. Now, this is an untreated room. However, if you would get to see all the foams that are surrounding this place, you would consider this a treated room. Now, I'm using the Takstar TA-68, and one quick comment about its pickup is that it's really bassy. Picks up a lot of the low ends. However, if you take a look at the frequency response graph, you would say it's kind of flat. But I have here a flatter microphone, and this is what it would sound like. Testing microphone, testing microphone. This is how I would say a flatter microphone sounds versus that of the TA-68. There's a lot more handling noise on the TA-68, even if the TA-68 already has a built-in damper around the capsule. And that's mainly because of the material of the microphone. So this is also made of metal, very old microphone that I've been using for a long time already. The metal on this one is just a lot smoother than that of the Takstar TA-68. Now this Takstar TA-68 has a more premium, well-built metal material on it, which I've already talked about a while ago. And that is what mainly contributes more to the rubbing of my fingers. There's a lot more friction on my hands versus generic microphone that I'm holding on my other hand. The proximity effect of the TA-68 is a little bit unforgiving. Testing microphone, but not at the level of this generic microphone that I'm holding. The ideal distance of using this microphone would be around 2 inches to 4 inches. And that is also what's written onto the manual. Because the closer you get to the microphone, you will notice there's so much more bass pickup. I personally like to move my mouth closer to the microphone, as close as possible. Therefore, I could turn my gain a little bit lower, and in return, picking up less of the background noise. In this case, if you do have a high-pass filter on your audio interface, then I suggest use that high-pass filter. I'm going to turn my high-pass filter on. This cuts out 80 Hz from the mix. So now you're hearing my voice with the Takstar TA-68 with 80 Hz cut out. Now this has a cardioid polar pattern. Therefore, it only picks up sound from in front of the microphone. Basically, a cardioid polar pattern picks up about this wide, so that wide of a range. A super cardioid microphone would be narrower. If I go off axis a little bit with my microphone, super cardioid, my voice very, very low at this point. But this is a cardioid microphone, so it's a little bit wider. I would personally recommend a cardioid microphone to beginners. To sum it up, is this even worth the price tag of close to $100? Actually, yes, it's built to last, and it has internal damping and shock absorption, which is something you don't get to see on many microphones at this price range. I highly recommend this for those looking to do podcasting or even live streaming. I also would recommend this for live settings such as a band setup or karaoke sessions. However, not all microphones are made perfect. I would not entirely recommend this for those looking for a flat pickup. The pickup on the Takstar TA-68 does have a proximity effect that's a bit unforgiving. Therefore, a low cut or a high pass filter is something I would pair with this microphone if you want to get really close to the capsule. Now, lots of mixers that act as audio interfaces are already available nowadays with the low cut setting, so that would be perfect for this microphone. The pickup to me sounds really good at about 2 to 4 inches away, and that's what's recommended in the manual. Now there's that. Ask me your questions in the comment section below if you have any. Links are in the description on where to get your Takstar TA-68 and also where you will find my song cover on TikTok using this microphone. I'll see you guys again next time. Goodbye!